I like when I can say my land. I appreciate it from all those perspectives, and I acknowledge Unchimakar, Grandmother Earth, for all that she gives to us. And I appreciate that I can say that I'm truly from here and I'm truly indigenous to this place.
Growing up here and listening to all my uncles and grandparents and grandmothers, the stories are tied in with all of the land. If they tell you a story, you can drive there and see it for yourself.
It's home, it's a safe place, and it's where my people come from. We've always been a part of the land. We've always been here.
Growing up in a big family, the oldest of 6 children, a big part of our livelihood was hunting and gathering. That's how we survived. And I grew up with stories about the connections to our homelands here. And so those stories and those connections are so important to me and our family and to our people.
Healthy grasslands are really a healthy home. It's our language, it's our people, it's our ancestors, it's our knowledge, it's our science. When I say the reflection of our grasslands is a reflection of us, I mean that we are connected on every level.
This type of environment has always been appealing, and it doesn't matter if I'm in South Dakota or Oregon. Any type of grasslands, to me, are just one of the most beautiful places on Earth. We're facing 2 big issues in the Great Plains with regards to our prairies: land conversion and woody encroachment. Our prairies don't function as they used to. And so what I would like to see is more of a functioning ecosystem where we return those historical forces that shaped this landscape. To bring some of that back, we need large herds of bison doing what they do. We need fire back on the landscape so it keeps our grasslands healthy. And we need large prairie dog complexes that keep our landscape diverse, so the different species that rely on those different habitat types can thrive.
Binga started because we needed sustainable funding for all of the management work that we were tasked with. Some of the most meaningful work that needs to be done in our communities isn't strictly science, isn't strictly grasslands. It has to do with our people and making sure that our people are included in conservation, making sure our people aren't displaced for the sake of conservation. Binga allows tribes and tribal resource managers to have that voice, to have that seat at the table.
With Binga, the Buffalo Nation's Grassland Alliance, it's Native-led, and we have technical expertise, and we also have financial backing to help you with your plans and what your ideas of conservation means and what that looks like for you and your community. We're not trying to push a narrative that you don't want, because every tribe is different, but we all have that shared sense of urgency when it comes to the conservation of grasslands.
I can say one thing as a Northern Cheyenne member for what I see for our nation and for our future generations, but every tribe is different and we have our own cultures. And so I can't speak on behalf of them, but I would like to know more about what their goals are. How do they see grasslands in 20 years? Because we're in this together.
I always use those terms, by us and for us. It's really bringing forth the indigenous knowledge around wildlife, around grasses, around ecosystems. And it elevates that indigenous knowledge right alongside Western science.
I like to make sure that people know we've always been adaptable. We've always evolved. We always took our lessons learned and adapted our way of life to reflect that. And so because of assimilation and colonization and all of these traumatic things in our past, that was temporarily dampened. And so I really feel that Binga can help play a small role in how we can braid our knowledge of the past into the future.
We may be different, but we all have a same goal that we're going to take care of Mother Earth. I believe that our younger generation will have lands to go back to take care of themselves. And they will have learned how to take care of the lands too.
If I had the opportunity to ask each individual leader of each nation within the Northern Great Plains, I would ask them to sit on the ground with me, wherever we're at. And I would share a vision with them of what it would look like in the future if we didn't have this landscape here. If we couldn't hear the birds, if we couldn't hear the grasses and the trees swaying in the wind, if we didn't have this viewscape. And from there, I would ask them, how can we make sure that we can see this landscape in the future? What the future needs to look like.
A key part of all of this is just communication, keeping that dialogue going on how Binga can best support tribes and their efforts with anything related to grasslands. Whenever a tribe makes a decision or has a discussion that might impact the landscape, I hope the importance of grasslands is front and center.